Chapter 10. Terrain. Sun Tzu said, terrain can be categorized into 6 types: accessible, entangling, supporting, narrow, steep, and far-reaching. An accessible terrain is one both we and the enemy can easily reach. In such areas, we must move quickly to occupy the high ground that is open and faces the sun. We must also secure supply lines. Doing so gives us the upper hand in any engagement. An entangling terrain allows you to advance but makes retreat difficult. If the enemy is unprepared, attack quickly and defeat them. But if they're ready and we strike without success, retreat becomes hard, putting us in danger. A supporting terrain makes it disadvantageous for both sides to attack. If the enemy tempts us forward with bait, we must hold back. Instead, pretend to retreat. Once the enemy has advanced halfway, we turn and strike. That's how we gain the advantage. In a narrow terrain, such as a tight valley between 2 mountains, we must rush to seize the pass and block it with a strong force. If the enemy gets there first and defends it well, we should not attempt to fight. But if they do not heavily guard it, we can attack. In steep terrain where movement is hard, if we arrive first, we should take the high ground that faces the sun and wait for the enemy. If the enemy gets there first, it's best to move away and not attack. In far-reaching terrain where both armies are far apart and the ground is even, neither side has a clear advantage. In such places, fighting is risky and unfavorable. These are the 6 main types of terrain. Understanding and responding to them is a crucial responsibility for any commander. Now, military failure can take 6 forms: flight, insubordination, collapse, disunity, disorder, and rout. These failures are not caused by nature or bad luck, but by the mistakes of the commander. When 2 sides are evenly matched, yet one side attacks 10 times stronger enemy forces and loses, this is called flight. When troops are brave, but the general is weak, this leads to insubordination. When the general is strong, but the troops are weak and fall apart, this is collapse. When subordinate commanders get angry, disobey orders, and rush into battle on their own, while the main commander doesn't understand their capabilities, that leads to disunity. When the commander lacks authority, discipline is weak, officers and soldiers are at odds, and formations are chaotic, this is disorder. And when the commander misjudges the enemy and uses weak forces to attack the strong, without elite troops to lead, the result is rout. All these are commander errors that lead to defeat. Understanding and avoiding them is essential. Terrain is a key factor in warfare. But success also depends on recognizing enemy movements, seizing the initiative, analyzing dangers, and measuring distance. A capable commander must master all of these. Those who do will succeed. Those who don't will fail. So, if victory is certain, the general may fight even if the ruler says no. If victory is not possible, the general may refuse to fight even if the ruler commands it. A great general does not seek fame by winning battles, nor fear punishment by avoiding war. Their only concern is to protect the people and serve the true interests of the state. Such a general is a treasure to the nation. Care for your soldiers like they are your own children, and they will stand by you in danger. Treat them like your beloved family, and they will fight to the death alongside you. But if you spoil them without training, indulge them without discipline, and forgive wrongdoing without consequences, they will become unruly and unreliable in battle, just like spoiled children. If you only understand your own army's strength but not the enemy's, your chances of victory are only half. If you understand the enemy's weakness but not your own limitations, again your chances are only half. Even if you know both your army and the enemy, but not the terrain, success is still uncertain. A skilled commander never acts blindly. Their strategies change as needed and never leave them trapped. So, know your enemy, know yourself, and you will never be in danger. Know the timing and the terrain, and victory will always be within reach. Terrain is the key to victory in warfare. Before any battle begins, the commander must carefully study and understand the lay of the land. This is the foundation of winning before fighting. Sun Tzu identified 6 types of battlefield terrain. The first is called accessible terrain, where both sides can freely move. In such areas, the key is to secure the high ground with an open view and plenty of sunlight, while also maintaining an unbroken supply line. This positioning offers a strong advantage in battle. The second is entangling terrain. These are areas where it is easy to advance but difficult to retreat. If the enemy is unprepared, we should strike swiftly and win. But if the enemy is ready and we attack without success, we will be stuck in a dangerous position, unable to advance or retreat. The third is supporting terrain, where both sides are positioned at either end of a narrow passage, such as a gorge or a river. Whoever advances first is likely to fall into a trap. In this case, both sides hesitate, knowing the danger of moving first. Sun Tzu teaches that the essence of strategy is not to fight, but to avoid fighting until victory is assured. If you hold back, opportunities remain. If you fight and lose, all opportunity disappears. This is why he says a wise commander wins first, then fights. The fourth is narrow terrain, where a mountain range surrounds a narrow valley. If we occupy the valley first, the enemy will only have one way in. By guarding the entrance with strength, we can block their advance. If the terrain has 2 entrances, we must guard both to control the area. The fifth is steep terrain, where the land is rugged and difficult to traverse. If we arrive first, we should occupy the sunny high ground and wait for the enemy. If the enemy arrives first and secures the terrain, we should not attack. It is wiser to withdraw. If they pursue us after leaving their advantage behind, we can ambush them on open ground. If they do not pursue, then let them stay where they are. We lose nothing. The sixth is distant terrain, where both armies are far apart. If forces are evenly matched, it is not wise to initiate combat, as neither side holds an advantage. When it comes to warfare, it is easy to focus on victory. But for a commander, the ability to foresee defeat is even more important than confidence in success. If you know you have lost the initiative or surrendered favorable ground, then you must not fight. The worst mistake is failing to recognize defeat and charging into battle blindly. There is no such thing as guaranteed victory. What we must pursue is a strategy that ensures we do not lose. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe for more.